Have you ever looked into your dog's eyes and felt something stir deep inside you, as if they were trying to tell you something without a single word? That unspoken connection isn't just in your head. According to the mystic and prophet Edgar Cayce, our dogs aren't random companions. They are living, breathing soul bonds woven into our life story long before we ever took our first breath. You see, Cayce believed that the relationships we form in this life are not accidents. They are part of a greater tapestry, a pre-written script that our souls agreed upon before stepping into this physical world. And yes, this includes the animals that share our homes and hearts. He spoke often about the unseen energy that connects all living beings, describing it as a web of light and intention, linking souls across time and space. When it comes to dogs, their role in this web is both ancient and profound. For thousands of years, humans and dogs have walked side by side, not just as hunter and helper, but as spiritual partners. Ancient cultures recognized this bond long before modern science began to study it. In Egypt, dogs were revered as guardians of the soul, believed to guide spirits through the afterlife. In Celtic lore, they were seen as protectors who could sense danger in both the physical and spiritual realms. Cayce's readings hinted that dogs come into our lives at the exact moment we need them most, not simply for companionship, but to teach, guide, and even heal us. Their presence can align with a particular phase of our spiritual growth, acting almost like checkpoints in our journey. Think about when your dog entered your life. Was it during a time of change, loss, or personal transformation? This is rarely a coincidence. Dogs operate on a level of intuition that far surpasses human logic. They can sense emotional shifts, changes in energy, and even illnesses before they manifest physically. Cayce explained this as a natural attunement to subtle energies, what he described as soul vibrations. Your dog isn't just reading your mood, they are tuning into the frequency of your soul. That's why a dog will sometimes refuse to leave your side when you're feeling down, or suddenly become playful when your spirit needs lifting. But it goes even deeper. Cayce suggested that some dogs choose to incarnate alongside us, life after life, as part of an ongoing soul contract. In other words, the dog you love today might have been by your side in another form, in another lifetime. This is why certain dogs feel instantly familiar, even on the day you meet them. It's the recognition of an old friend, hidden beneath fur and wagging tail. When you start to see your dog through this lens, their everyday actions take on new meaning. That moment when they sit quietly beside you during your darkest days, it's not just instinct, it's a conscious act of soul-level support. The joy they radiate when you come home isn't just excitement, it's a reminder that unconditional love exists, unshaken by the noise of the outside world. The truth is, your dog's mission in your life is as unique as your own soul's path. For some, they are healers, helping to mend emotional wounds that no human could reach. For others, they are teachers, showing the value of patience, loyalty, and living in the moment. And sometimes, they are simply companions who remind us that we are never truly alone, even in our most solitary hours. So the next time you look into your dog's eyes, take a moment to acknowledge that this is no ordinary friendship. It's an ancient bond rooted in lifetimes of shared experiences and mutual growth. They are here with you, not by chance, but by choice. And that choice is one of the purest expressions of love you will ever know. If you feel this bond in your heart, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss the truths that connect us beyond the visible. Think about how a dog behaves when you're sick or emotionally drained. They slow their breathing to match yours. They lay their head on your lap or curl up beside you. Science calls this empathy. Edgar Cayce would call it energy alignment. He described dogs as natural healers, capable of shifting the energetic field of a person simply by being near them. This isn't just comfort, it's transformation at a subtle, almost invisible level. Ancient shamans believed that certain animals could absorb and transmute negative energy. Dogs, they said, were among the most gifted in this regard. In many tribal traditions, the family dog was not just a pet, but a protector of the household spirit. When illness or misfortune struck, the dog's role was to stand guard in the spiritual sense, keeping dark energies from taking root. You might see this today when your dog suddenly becomes restless, barking at empty corners or refusing to enter a certain room. Cayce would say they are perceiving what we cannot. There's also the matter of timing. Dogs often arrive in our lives at the very moment we need them, even if we don't recognize it right away. Cayce explained that before we are born, our souls map out certain key experiences, and sometimes those experiences involve the arrival of a specific animal. The meeting might seem random, a rescue shelter visit, a chance encounter on the street, but on a soul level, it's a reunion. And reunions bring responsibilities. When a dog comes into your life, you're not just feeding them and giving them shelter. You're agreeing, whether you realize it or not, to participate in a mutual exchange of energy and lessons. Your dog learns from you, just as you learn from them. You might teach them boundaries, patience, or trust. In return, they teach you about loyalty without conditions, about being present in the moment, about loving without fear of loss. Cayce was also clear about the idea that our relationships with animals reflect aspects of ourselves. If your dog is anxious, overly protective, or withdrawn, there's a good chance they're mirroring energies you're carrying. Dogs are like living, breathing emotional barometers. They don't just, in the same way, positive growth in you can elevate them as well. When you take up meditation, spend more time in nature, or simply practice more gratitude, your dog often responds with calmer energy, more affection, and even improved health. Cayce's readings describe this as resonance, a shared uplift that occurs when one part of the soul bond vibrates at a higher frequency. It's no wonder then that so many people feel a profound sense of loss when their dog passes away. Cayce would say that the bond is never broken. Just as the soul continues after death, the connection between you and your dog persists beyond the physical. Many people report sensing their dog's presence long after they're gone, feeling a brush against their leg, hearing the familiar sound of their paws on the floor, or simply waking up with the comfort of knowing they're near. According to Cayce, these moments aren't imagination. They're genuine contact from a spirit that remains loyal to its mission. Understanding this can change the way you live with your dog right now. You stop seeing them as an accessory to your life and start recognizing them as an active participant in your soul's journey. You become more attentive, more grateful, and more willing to learn from the lessons they offer. Even the frustrating moments, chewed shoes, muddy paw prints, stubborn refusal to follow a command, become opportunities for patience, humility, and deeper connection. It's also worth noting that Cayce encouraged people to honor the animals in their lives as spiritual beings. This means giving them the respect, care, and acknowledgement they deserve. It's not about spoiling them or treating them like humans. It's about recognizing the unique role they play in the unfolding story of your life. A dog's loyalty is unmatched, but it is not owed. It is given freely, a gift that should be met with equal sincerity. So the next time your dog curls up beside you, remember that you are participating in something timeless. You are not just sharing a home, you are sharing a sacred journey that began long before either of you were born. And with each wag of the tail, each quiet moment of understanding, you are fulfilling a promise made in a place beyond time, where souls meet and choose to walk together. When we start to live with this awareness that our dog is not just a pet but a soul companion, our daily interactions begin to change in subtle yet profound ways. We begin to listen differently, not only with our ears, but with our intuition. We pay attention to the way they glance at us when we're lost in thought, the way they choose to sit beside us during moments of silence, and the way they seem to understand the words we haven't spoken. Edgar Cayce often spoke about the language of the soul, a form of communication that requires no spoken words. Dogs, he suggested, are fluent in this language from birth. They read our emotions like open books, responding not to what we say, but to what we truly feel. This is why your dog can sense your stress before you even acknowledge it yourself. They aren't just reacting, they are engaging in a deep, wordless dialogue with your inner self. In ancient spiritual traditions, this connection was seen as part of a mutual guardianship. You protect your dog in the physical world, and they protect you in the spiritual. In some cultures, it was believed that dogs could ward off negative spirits or guide their human companions through dangerous times, both seen and unseen. Cayce's readings aligned with this belief, portraying dogs as both protectors and healers, entrusted with a sacred duty in the life of the human they choose. Modern life often pulls us away from such perspectives. We get caught up in routines, feeding, walking, playing, without pausing to consider the deeper relationship unfolding beneath these daily acts. But when we do pause, when we look past the surface, we see the incredible synchronicity that brought our paths together. Every wag of the tail, every soulful stare, every moment of shared stillness is part of that synchronicity. This understanding also reshapes how we approach training and discipline. Instead of seeing it as a one-way process of teaching commands, we start to see it as a dialogue. You guide your dog, and they, in turn, guide you, sometimes in ways you never expected. Patience, consistency, empathy. These are not just tools for raising a dog. They are qualities your dog cultivates in you, shaping you into a more grounded and compassionate human being. Cayce believed that the soul's journey is not confined to human form. The same universal laws of growth, learning, and connection apply to all living beings. When you and your dog share moments of genuine connection, moments that bypass the mind and go straight to the heart, you are both participating in that journey. You are learning together, evolving together, and honoring a bond that exists beyond the boundaries of this lifetime. And when the time comes for your dog to leave this world, Cayce taught that the love you've shared doesn't vanish, it transforms. That bond becomes part of your spiritual foundation, carried forward into every lifetime to come. Some believe you'll meet again in another form, at another time, picking up right where you left off. Others believe your dog's spirit will remain as a silent guardian, watching over you from the unseen. Whatever the case, the truth remains. Love like this cannot be destroyed. So perhaps the greatest gift your dog gives you is not their loyalty or their joy or even their healing presence. It's the reminder that love, in its purest form, is eternal. It cannot be measured, it cannot be bought, and it does not end. It simply changes form, continuing to weave its way through the story of your soul. The next time you see your dog, pause for a moment. Look into their eyes. Feel that ancient, unspoken promise that binds you together. And know that in this vast, mysterious universe, you and your dog chose each other, not by accident, but by design. What do you feel when you look into your dog's eyes? Comfort, recognition, or something even deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments.